In addition to their deep connections with the Council on Foreign Relations, the Rockefellers created another powerful organization known as the Trilateral Commission. The Trilateral Commission has been deeply involved in U.S. government decisions since its creation in 1973. For example, when Jimmy Carter was president, he appointed 26 Trilateral Commission members to senior positions in his administration, after which time it was revealed that Carter himself was a former member of the Trilateral Commission. Furthermore, in the 1980 election, two of Carter's opposition candidates, John B. Anderson and George H.W. Bush, were also members of the Trilateral Commission. When Ronald Reagan won the election, he chose George H.W. Bush as his running mate. Reagan then appointed several Trilateral Commission members to his cabinet and held a black tie reception for the Trilateral Commission at the White House. Keep in mind that the Trilateral Commission is not a government entity, but is often treated like one. It is a private organization run by the Rockefeller family. Another stunning example of Trilateral Commission influence was David Rockefeller's 1974 meeting with Pope Paul VI. After the meeting, Pope Paul called for all nations to form a world government. More notable members of the Trilateral Commission include Zbigniew Brzezinski, Dick Cheney, Bill Clinton, Dianne Feinstein, John Glenn, Hank Greenberg, Alexander Haig, Henry Kissinger, Paul O'Neill, and Paul Wolfowitz, as well as former Federal Reserve Chairman Alan Greenspan and Paul Volcker, who both happen to be founding members of the Trilateral Commission under David Rockefeller. Moving beyond the Trilateral Commission and Council on Foreign Relations, the Rockefellers are also heavily involved in the Bilderberg Group. The Bilderberg Group encompasses influential players in the fields of business, media, and politics. They meet in secret locations once every 4 years and discuss secret plans. David Rockefeller is the original U.S. founding member of the Bilderberg Group, a life member and member of the Bilderberg Steering Committee. Bilderberg members include David Rockefeller Jr., J. Rockefeller, Zbigniew Brzezinski, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Tom Daschle, Chris Dodd, John Edwards, Tony Blair, Bill and Melinda Gates, David Gergen, Chuck Hagel, John Hines, Vernon Jordan, Henry Kissinger, Dan Quayle, George Pataki, current Treasury Secretary Hank Paulson, Colin Powell, Condoleezza Rice, Bill Richardson, Paul Wolfowitz, and many more. The Rockefellers also created the Council of the Americas under the pretext of free trade promotion throughout the Americas. It was founded in 1965 by David Rockefeller. The council is comprised of the creme de la creme of American big business and regularly hosts presidents, government officials, central bankers, and cabinet ministers. The Council of the Americas helped create the framework for NAFTA and CAFTA, as well as the Free Trade Area of the Americas, which was devised by David Rockefeller himself. In addition to the aforementioned organizations, the Rockefellers have played a key role in the following organizations: the Asia Society, the Population Council, the Group of 30, the World Economic Forum, the Brookings Institute, the Peterson Institute, the League of Nations, the United Nations, and more. At this time, we would like to turn your attention to the 2008 presidential election, which may have already occurred depending on when this video is being viewed. Either way, we feel it is important to understand the relationship between the Rockefeller family and the presidential office. When considering the legitimacy of any presidential candidate, assuming you still believe they are legitimate in any way, one must also uncover the hidden relationships that these men and women share with powerful organizations that they may refuse to speak about or play down in public. As for the remaining candidates at this time, we already pointed out the McCain membership at the Council on Foreign Relations, which has been in effect since 1997. Because Barack Obama is relatively new on the political scene, we will focus more on his relationship with elders in the U.S. political arena. In doing so, we must point out Obama's connection to Zbigniew Brzezinski. Zbigniew Brzezinski is Barack Obama's foreign policy advisor. Brzezinski is also a member of the Council on Foreign Relations, a founding member of the Trilateral Commission, and close personal friend of David Rockefeller. Brzezinski was a professor at Obama's alma mater, Columbia University. Furthermore, the Rockefellers endorsed Barack Obama for president. Unfortunately, the Rockefeller link to either candidate is unavoidable and will certainly be present once the perceived elected takes office. In conclusion, there can be no doubt that Rockefeller influence, and dare we say control, has penetrated the highest levels of U.S. government. This video has attempted to lay the groundwork for further investigation by the viewer. Through the use of indirect quotes from well-respected sources, as well as the direct quotes from the Rockefeller family patriarch, David Rockefeller, we have established the will of the Rockefeller family to create a one-world government. We have also demonstrated the involvement of the Rockefellers in U.S. and world government through their high-level political connections and powerful government-altering organizations. Let there be no doubt, the Rockefeller threat is real and verifiable. America's sovereignty is in jeopardy. However, there is still time to thwart the creation of a one-world government with the Rockefellers at the helm. Knowledge is the key. Please tell everyone about the Rockefeller plan. As a side note, because David Rockefeller is advanced in years, we would recommend focusing your attention on the up-and-coming Rockefeller generation. Next in line for advancement would appear to be Senator J. Rockefeller of West Virginia, who recently helped push a bill through allowing the government's warrantless seizure of telephone records, email, and other communications as part of a greater domestic surveillance program initiated by George W. Bush.